kick the show off right.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here with me, cause
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight.
let's get the topic straight, let's get things good, let's do everything that we should.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right.
Let's open our minds and take out our style. Let's see what's going on in the world tonight.
It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's Project Open Mic. Let's kick the show off right. It's Project Open Mic. Let's have a good show tonight. It's
Alright everybody, what is going on? This is your boy Tig back again for another amazing show tonight with Project Open Mic. Of course, I want to thank you guys for giving me your time, your eyes, your mind, to share this net message that we're going to talk about tonight. Again, remember, you guys can check us out on Project Open Mic, the link you see down there, Project Open Mic on youtube.com for any shows you want to see, any past podcasts. You also catch us on Facebook at t3records.com. T3 Records at Facebook. You catch us on Tempo FM, Radio T3. Catch us on live TV at Project Open Mic. Live now, Project Open Mic. You Now, Project Open Mic. Nico, Project Open Mic. Put in Project Open Mic, you're going to find us anywhere. And also don't forget, put it as well too in the podcast. If you want to listen to this, let us share with your friends. Please do. Like, subscribe on YouTube, hit the notification bell. But other than that, you can listen to us on Anchor, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, and of course Spotify. So let's before I do that, I want to show something here because tonight's show is very special and it might get a little lengthy, I don't know, but let's see how it goes. Okay. So right now, I want to shout out, as you can see on the screen right now. I want to give a shout out to my friend and past co-host, Corey. He came with a shirt which is basically called Mass Approval. She was talking about men, mass approval for men and the new generation of men who are approved by what it does, because she has a son and a daughter, but she has Passionate Butterfly and to talk about women's issues, and she has mass approval for a generation for men issues. So shout out to her wearing her shirt, because this is a topic tonight we're going to talk about. So as you can see right now, yes, put my lovely mug on the screen and the camera focuses on this beauty. And we get down to the nitty-gritty tonight. Okay, so tonight is a night I am going to be bringing tonight I'm going to be bringing in these receipts. Tonight's show is men. Be careful of who you protect. And also remember, your actions has consequences. Always. Whatever the decisions you make, it has it always. So you gotta make sure you think logically and clearly as you can. Yes, emotion always could get the best of us, but you don't need to act on it all the time. Sometimes it's an instinct thing. Sometimes it's not. So tonight we're gonna be talking about that. Of course, if you as you know, you can go to Project Open Mic on YouTube or Tempo FM. I think that's the only one that has it right now. You go back to those and you can see me and my girlfriend Asa. We did basically a straight no chasers talking about what happened at the Oscars, which of course the biggest topic of the week. You know, because social media is something. I mean, there are other things I could talk about, but hey, I'm gonna roll with the punches just like everybody else. But I'm gonna make this into a teachable moment. So check out, so you'll get a female perspective as well too, and stuff like that. So check out that video. Go to Project Open. Like I said, you go to projectopenmic.com. and you could check out that video itself to hear what we're gonna check it out. I'll show you on the screen right here. So we have basically you go to as you see on the screen right here, Project Open Mic, and we're gonna you can see there's a clip right there. Train no tracers. If you want to hear what me and my beautiful Asa has to say about this thing with the slap heard around the world. Now I'm gonna go a little more deeper in this situation in this conversation and talk about stuff that men need to understand. Young men, teenagers, and above. You guys need to understand. You do not have the benefit of the doubt as women do. Just trying to tell you that right now. You do not. You don't that. You do anything that is morally wrong, repugnant, or just straight out stupid, you're gonna feel the circumstances and the consequences, and nobody's gonna help. You basically think that you better be by yourself. All right. We have a lot of situation where a lot of men who was raised by single moms, they were, and again, I was raised, but still I had a father in my life and I had other figures. Thank God my mom was not that type of woman. But I also, there's a lot of men who've been taking, like I said, the bad part about it is they've been doing more and more testing of testosterone and all the stuff, and it's been going down and down and down and down. There are more women than men in America. All right, there are more women in black women than black men in America by a ton. Not by a ton. I think the last one was like 12-1, something like that. So it's just ridiculous. Of course, most of it is that we black men who took on most of our mom's energy because we had a father to thing there, and then a father left. Okay, not all single moms went towards a certain way. There was a lot of dads also who still follow, because a lot of women ask this question and say, men, what is it? Why don't why don't you men do this, and why men are bad or whatever? Most because their moms taught them that, because they didn't have a father in the house. And I know people would say, including my girl would say, oh, well, the man left, it's still the man's fault with all this stuff. And to a degree, I say I understand that, but to be honestly, truthfully with you, unless y'all got divorced and the guy's deadbeat dad, and I do not pick up for deadbeat dads who don't want to be in their children's life, because I am saying you created that kid, and the DNA proved that that is your kid. You take care of your kid the best as you can. But again, as I stated multiple times during this podcast, when I was young, I thought a lot of deadbeat dads were dads. But when the more and the more come, I'm gonna be 40 this year, I've seen a lot more that the dads try their best to be in their children's life. Not all dads. Again, not all dads, but they try to be in their children's life. And what happened? The mothers use them as leverage. They didn't really care about the kids. There's a lot more stuff behind the scenes that's just bad. But of course, the mainstream media and all the women talk shows don't want to talk about it, which we're gonna get into a talk show right now. And I want me that's we having a conversation about this. So right now we had again. So I'm gonna go a little deeper on the Jada Pinkett and Will Smith and Chris Rock situation. My thing is this. As I said in that video, I'll say it here. Now I see now this is more towards I lean back. I was a little more towards fake, but I'm back to saying now this was real. I gotta say this was real, and shout outs to Chris Rock that he try his best to keep his composure and still be a comedian and tell his joke so he don't escalate. It needs to be like that. That is cool. Will Smith, like I said, like the topic says, you had no right to go up there and hit him. Nowhere. Oh, because I've listened to other shows and with other men. Oh, I feel bad. I would have gone up there and protect my men. Do not do that. Do not do that. Do not follow these other people who say about words, 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 this words. I'm defending my aunt and wife honor. Call her again. People used to call my mom all kind of names when I was young. I didn't care. Words are not going. Look. Threats are a different story, and I get that. But in true attention, words are not gonna affect me. Call me the N-word white man all you want, and I've been called that. I've been called that more by black people than that, and I told those same black people don't call me that. But call me all that all you want. I don't care. I don't care. I had a Puerto Rican dude call me, and I was like, dude, don't ever call me that. If you want to be friends with me, don't call me that. I had white people try to do that, try to insult me, and I just don't care. Because it doesn't affect me. It rolls off of me. Just keep it moving. Don't care. And like I said, black like even in music industry, there was a song I was gonna do. I was doing a hook for a song, and it was like the song was blah blah blah, blah 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 enter. Like I'm singing the hook, and I'm like, nah, I had to change it. I said I can't sing that word because I stand by my morals. Your words, your morals is what you got. And I could tell you from work work with a lot of people, that's all y'all got. Like I said, the only thing I can control is my hands, my feet. That's it. And if I'm gonna give trust to the people, I gotta let them know that my word is bond as best as I can. I'm not 100%, but I'll try my best to say if I say what I say, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Um. So Will Smith, nah, you was wrong for what you did. I'm not again. If that was my mom, even my grandma, I love my grandma to death. See some stuff about my grandma, I'm not gonna go out and fight you, cause I know that lady and I don't know you. And if I do know you or something, I still won't go hit you. Why would I hit you? Yeah, but but anybody do touch me, or my family, that's a different story. Now that's self-defense. For words, I don't care. I do not care. It doesn't bother me. And sadly enough, I'm gonna tell you stuff like that. Words could get you following on your words or listen to words could get you killed, hurt, kill, or DOA. See, I mean, it just make no difference to go do that. So Will Smith, he has to take the consequences of his words, of his actions. Look what his action did. Look, talking about the consequences. Look what his action did. Took away a good night where he was nominated and won Best Actor for a black movie and everything. At this point, I could say this stuff, but I don't want to. I forgot the name of the crew, and I'm not gonna go through all that because I have to do a lot of stuff to make sure that this time my audio and everything's working compared to the last two shows. But the Oscars were the first time, which nobody knows, and to be real, only the people who did it would care. But Oscars was produced by a black man, and he brought in a whole black crew because they want to change the images and everything. Um, he had two black females hosting the Oscars. Um, the documentary that Chris Rock the nominees and for the best documentary that Chris Rock was presenting was won by a black man. The drummer from I forgot what the name, but I know his Love is his name. Is the name he goes by. The Roots drummer. He had a documentary about that, so he won. So and that right there, everybody now is gonna remember Will Smith winning his Oscar and smacking Chris Rock. It's the internet is forever. And what you're gonna see is that the internet goes back in time. This is the only time machine we have is the internet. I'm gonna set it up, but you see it. They went back to see Will Smith make ball jokes, and for the life of me, and again, and my girlfriend was one of who said that. But this is not an attack against you, dear, because I heard on more shows now. The joke was not about it was a movie joke. Because I won't be surprised that she wouldn't do, trying to be everybody going the whole strong black woman thing. that Jada Pinkett was gonna do a G.I. Jane. If you remember what G.I. Jane was with Demi Moore, go back and watch the movie on the premise. It makes sense and see that. And remember, she was bald already in the Matrix. Remember, they cut her hair in the Matrix when Morpheus and all this stuff as well too. Could have been he could have made a Matrix reference. It was that. Was it a funny joke? Not too per se. It was just a quick thing. He said, "Jada, I love you," and whatever. But that whatever. And we know Will Smith laughed, and he thanked and got rid of it. But again, it was Will Smith who went on stage. It wasn't Jada. It was Will Smith who went on stage. It's Will Smith who hit Chris Rock. And it was him screaming out. If I was Will, the best thing would have been, I'd have gone up there. Walk towards Chris, put my hand around Chris' shoulder. Yeah, yo, buddy, look. That's the best you could do. That wasn't funny. Now, my wife has alopecia, right? So, it's not that she cut her hair or had to, went that. She owned it, and that's good. But come up with a better joke than that. And I just walk off the stage. Played off like that. That's what I would have done. But it is what it is. Past is past. Big things blow up. You made a mistake. So you have to own it. Now, we're going to go into what I said. Who you protected. A lot of women, of course, a lot of certain women, most of them toxic as hell. But some of these women are saying that, oh man, Will Smith was protecting his wife.
What?
No. That's the worst way to protect your wife. Because again, Will Smith is rich. They're rich. It's Oscars. You have certain kind of things. Some of you guys, a lot of guys have gone do that to ex-girlfriends, wives, whatever, and they end up dead. Dead. Very dead. Some people are not worth protecting. All right? You got to be careful on who you choose in that. For me, I am dead serious. I am dead serious about that. Some people are not worth the protection. Okay? You gotta be careful on who you're doing that with. Because certain people is gonna get yourself in a situation. I'm gonna see if I can find. I doubt it, but if I could get it quickly up here, because I didn't look into it to see this. Because I want to go with it. There was a young, again, we talked about it on the thing with my me and Aisha talked about it, but I wanted to show you it. I want to show it. This young man has lost the rest of his life because of what his wife did. And not everybody's word protected out here. Oh, it is here. Okay, good. It is here. So I'm going to give you an example of what I was saying. And then we get in more deeper into what we're talking about. Okay? And we get more deeper in what we're talking about.
Nation. But unfortunately, what happens with men in the military is that often they may not be home. Some of them serve in bases here, but some of them may be deployed. Some of them may be in other states. And when that may happen, wives are known to cheat in the military. It's a big thing in America. Military wives. Booty clapper sounds. There's a lot of thoughting it up that goes on. At least it's more publicized than normal. Okay. But our brother was put into a unique situation. His name is Tyler Lamar Jenkins. He is definitely an African-American brother. And, he's in Virginia. Now, if you guys know about Virginia, Virginia is a very big military state, especially the Portsmouth, Virginia area. Places like that. Norfolk over there, coastal Norfolk. It's a huge military, especially the Navy. This is there. It's really, really excessive, right? And the brother was coming home after a day of work. He's young. He's married. Demon, give me like a open the door sound, please. Oh, fuck! And can I get a booty clapping sounds? Yes, he was, he walked in and it wasn't his wife watching an OnlyFans video. Let's find out what happened. Can we have an episode of Negro Air, shall we, Demo? Did he catch his wife, A, watching OnlyFans, B, twerking, C, getting hit from the back, or D, none of the above? Jeopardy music! And the answer is, she was getting hit from the back. Okay. Now, he walked in and saw this. Now, the brother that was in the house in Virginia Beach was Mr. Timothy Paul Talley. Now, Talley, he's from California. I don't know if he's also in the military, but he was struck multiple times, gunshots, and was pronounced dead at the scene. Now, when the police came there, sirens, Zima, Jenkins was arrested, and then he said that when he called his wife, she was engaged in a sexual act, prompting the husband to open fire at the boyfriend. And he wanted to know, what is he doing wrong? Because he shot Talley 3 times. And that is what's happened. Now, he is being held with second-degree murder. Now, it's not going to be the military police that is not going to handle this. It's going to be the regular police. Now, you could think that he was assaulting his wife in his home, but he's going to go to jail for this because this is the woman's boyfriend. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do, guys, if I can, is play just a little bit of the clip of what happened according to these people here, and then I'll come back and give my thoughts.
Navy sailor is behind bars, facing several charges after admitted to shooting his wife's boyfriend 3 times. Virginia Beach police say it happened Friday on Crystalline Place near Town Center. Alice.
I got a question. Wife's boyfriend, but you're married. But I'll keep on going.
In Basel dug through court documents to try and find out what really happened.
According to court documents, before his arrest, this man, 26-year-old Tyler Jenkins, said to Virginia Beach police, quote, "What am I doing wrong? Did y'all get the gun that I shot him with?" Investigators say Jenkins, a Navy sailor, is behind bars for allegedly shooting his wife's boyfriend Friday night. It all happened inside an apartment on Crystalline Place near Town Center in Virginia Beach. Court documents say Jenkins' wife called 911 after the shooting. The victim is 28-year-old Timothy Talley III. Family members say he is also a Navy sailor, but he isn't stationed in Hampton Roads. Documents say Jenkins' wife told police she was engaged in a sexual act with Talley at the time of the shooting. She told investigators she feared for her life because she believed Jenkins tried shooting at both of them. Once police arrived, documents say Jenkins admitted he fired 3 shots at Talley and told investigators where to find the gun. On Facebook, several friends and family members of Talley are posting about him. Jenkins' preliminary hearing is set for May 12th. He faces charges of second-degree murder, attempted malicious wounding, and gun charges. In Virginia Beach, Allison Basil, 13 News Now.
Court documents show that Tyler Jenkins started in the Navy in 2014.
All right, guys, you heard what happened there.
Yeah, give me a second here. I want to go something here. I want to read this. Let me see. Defendant's wife called 911 stating there was a shooting inside her home and the defendant husband shot her boyfriend. Holy
Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
Shot her boyfriend. You're a married woman. Why you have a boyfriend? Like I stated before. Holy crap baskets. This is why I said this is example A of the certain people you should not protect. He should have not shot nobody. Jenkins, you should have not shot nobody. I'm sorry that happened to you, because now you lost your life and everything. You lost the rest of your life. Now it's going to be in jail and whatever. You should have not shot anybody. You should have, this is where I said at the beginning, you need to react and whatever. Like, yo, what? Gonna brandish the gun. I'm not going to say, get out of my house. I don't know you. Get out of my house. Get out my house before something go crazy. Get out my house. And you follow him.
What?
No, don't want me. You follow him. You and him, get your clothes, get your stuff, get out my house. All right? Because they say, that's what should have happened. That, again, I get it. Anger and rage does do that. And I am not saying but people don't snap. But that is crazy that she would bring her boyfriend, even though she's married, into the house, have sex inside the house on their marital bed. The utter disrespect is that. That's crazy. But too bad. You know what? He got a gun and he got the thoughts and
you to Jesus.
And that's what he did. He sent him to Jesus or to the devil, which one of them he had to go. So I just wanted to bring that situation up. All right. So you guys can see it. That's the whole purpose of this now. Now we're going to go into more detail with the Jada Pinkett Smith and all the other stuff. But that right there, that's what you just saw. And I got another thing to show you about a young man who there's certain women that not all women. Remember my whole statement. Evil comes in all shapes, size, color, sex, creed, height, gender. It make no difference. Evil's evil. So in general, women should be protected, but not all of them. Okay? I can tell that right now, not all of them. All right? Heck no. So let's get into why I said what I said. But again, I stayed up front. Will Smith was your actions, your choices has consequences, and you always gonna be the bearer of those consequences, not nobody else. The benefit of doubt is not given to you. The benefit of doubt is given to the fairer sex, which is women. And again, my mind has been twisted a little bit to be like, I need them receipts. That's what I need. Oh, he did this to me. Yeah, where's the receipt? Oh, they lied on me. Okay, they lied. Where's your lie? On your truth. Oh, this is my truth.
What the fuck?
My truth? No. There's no my truth, nothing. This is the truth. That's it. There's no my truth. It's the truth. That's just bad, okay? So let's continue and go down this realm, shall we? So. And also we have a sponsor tonight to be playing. So hey, sponsored by Jeremy's Razors. We'll get to that. We'll get to commercials on that. All right. So first of all, I want to bring up this situation here. Remember, they brought up, they say internet's forever and stuff. So I want you to see this Exhibit A. I think the Red Table Talk is a toxic show. It's a toxic show. I know women love drama, but that kind of drama, hell no. That show is very toxic, and it let a lot of stuff out of there that I am not down for. I'm not with. I want to put up some stuff. I could pull these stuff up, but I ain't got time. I'll just say it for you. Jada Pinkett Smith didn't want to marry Will Smith. The reason she married Will Smith because her mom kind of pressured her into a little bit because she was pregnant with Jaden. Will wanted to have a family. He was married before. He had one son. Will always wanted to have a family. Jada did not. Jada did not want a family. Jada wanted to be a free spirit, a free child, whatever. And you're gonna see with all the receipts I'm bringing here, okay? I wish I could do like the show when the guy's like receipts. I might do that. Anyway, she didn't want to do that. She said it on to her kids on the Red Table Talk, which is a bad thing to do that. That family needs super therapy. If Will's gonna stick with Jada, you need to separate and have therapy. That red table talk is not therapy. That is causing the problems. You need true. You have enough money. Please go to a true therapist. Talk this stuff out and get it back straight. Because if you want to stay with her, I myself says I don't want a divorce. I hate divorce. But Will, you divorced one woman already. I don't think Jada is the one to stay with. But if you want to stay with it, that's your choice. Like I just said, your choice is your consequences. Got that. But she didn't want to have she didn't want to marry Will Smith. And they had pictures, and dang, I can't find the picture. The picture on the wedding day, Jada was just like, Will Smith was like the puzzle, like, am I making the right choice here? That picture was like, and Will Smith had just shared it just a while ago, say that, the day that I got married to her, blah blah blah, like, her? This doesn't look like like you guys are a happy couple. For some reason, in my opinion, it doesn't look like it. But okay. That's my stance in looking at that. So it didn't look like that at all. Okay, so let's continue into, she didn't want that. She was not picked, and also Tupac, which is her, she said the love of her life, Tupac, love of her life, didn't choose her. He married some other woman, and he didn't choose her, and all that stuff. And so Jada feels a little weird. And the reason I said weird, because let's go to receipt number 1. Check this out. This is a thing. Willow was not even born at that time. Willow wrote this. This is a letter that Jada shared, that Willow wrote this to Tupac. This is how crazy this is. This is when you know it's toxic. So check this out. Read what you can read it. Dear Tupac, I know you are alive someplace. Things, I gotta read it from straight up. I can't read it from my previous screen. Alive someplace. I think that my mommy really misses you. Can you please come back? So can you please come back so mommy can be happy? I wish you well. I really do love Willow. This is crazy. Why is my daughter writing to my wife's ex? That is ridiculous. Why is my daughter writing to my wife's ex? I'm her father. The problem with the thing that I said, Will Smith, you made a decision to have not marry this woman, and you were trying to do the right thing. So I'm not gonna say that, but Jada has something. When I was young, I had a crush on Jada Pinkett Smith. Low Down Dirty Shame, all kind of other show. I had a crush. Set It Off. I had a crush on Jada Smith. I'm not gonna lie. Jada Pinkett. But from the whole, since the Red Talk and hearing some of the clips and stuff, before even the entanglement thing, which we're gonna get to, I was like, this woman is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Oh no! Not the woman I would ever want to be with. Beautiful woman, but crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And I'm like, what the heck is going on here? That is crazy that my daughter is writing to my wife's ex about come back to make her happy. What? What the? Hey, I'm your father. What you? Yeah, oh my god, that is bad. And Jada has been doing this to basically demasculate. And right now there's a war on boys and on men. Women always, oh, we feminists, some of the feminists, oh yeah, we want equal. You already got the equal opportunities. You're never gonna get equal outcome. That's an impossibility. Equal opportunity, I have no problem with it. You could do as much stuff as you want to do. I give a shout out to a lot of women. I have videos of women who became mechanic, who became like air EMTs because you need to lift weight, whatever. The military women who made it to certain spots without the drop procedures to get there. There's a woman in New Jersey. I got a video and I got it's way back there. There's a woman in New Jersey. She was a bartender, and her husband was a bartender. And then she became a line showman. And at first they were like, oh yeah, but you know what? She kept on showing up, and she makes way more money as a line showman than she made as a bartender. Because she said, I have 3 kids. I gotta, me and my husband's income is not enough to take care of the 3 kids in New Jersey, which is expensive as hell. But shout out to that young woman. Well, she's in her 30s, but shout out to her. She said, okay, I'm not a bartender. I needed a job, a line showman. Some of the guys like that. But she said, and here's the funny part, because she was around a lot of women in the bar. She said the men crack jokes. They're more harsher, but they're more friendlier as they rib her as one of the regular guys than when she was catty around other women. And I've heard that story multiple times. Okay? Not 5, not 10, not 20, not 50. I've heard many stories of women feeling more cooler with with men in that regard. But people say toxic men and all that bull crap. But anyway, let's continue. So she did that, which I am not down with. That you demasculate your man. So let's continue on here with this.
So how does she even know about Tupac unless Jada explicitly told her?
Yes.
Of the love Jada had for Tupac.
There's nothing like finding.
Already. Of course, there's nothing love.
Oh fuck yeah. Oh my god, that dude. And that was in the early days. I was the soft rapper from Philly, and he was Pac. Right. Deeply insecure, and just I wasn't man enough to handle that.
Now, here's what's odd about the clip. When Chris Rock first makes the joke, Will laughs, meaning that he takes the joke as it was intended, lightly.
Okay.
First makes the
I want to say this before we go on to that. See, it's all that thuggish and all that stuff, young men. If you want to be like me, like I was a geek. My girlfriend could tell you I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. I'm a 40-year-old nerd. Not a 40-year-old virgin, but a 40-year-old nerd. I never had the pursuit to rush to try to impress a woman. All right? I never had it. I was just being me. Now, I myself, just like Will Smith, I have made some decisions in the past that the consequences could have been dire. And with the grace of God, it didn't. But man, could it have. Including recent, a couple of years recently. Trying to think I'm doing the right thing. I'm like, whoa, the Lord showed me a different way, which is cool. But Candace Owens is going to bring it home right here because, again, I don't feel angst against Will Smith. I do feel pity for him. I feel shameful for him that this is what's happening to his life. A man who has top of the career, been Mr. Box Office, have good music, his music sold like crazy. A lot of people didn't know that. A lot of Will Smith music albums sold like crazy. I bought a couple of his albums when he was young back then, and up to the Jiggy with it and all that stuff. And just the two of us, like I love those songs, and those were great songs that he did. Will Smith was a triple threat, but after this. After the whole entanglement thing, you feel, as my girl said, you can see the fire coming out of his eyes. It's not the same guy. But anyway, I'll let Candace say this because she's saying what we need to say.
joke, Will laughs, meaning that he takes the joke as it was intended, lightly. But then he looks over and he sees that his wife does not find the joke funny, and he immediately goes from an amused attendee to a thug life husband, defending the honor of his wife's hair.
Now, Candace's word choice there is actually brilliant, because what does she say? Thug life. What was tattooed on the stomach of Tupac? Thug life. Will getting up on that stage and slapping Chris in his mind is what Tupac Thug Life would have done if someone was to disrespect his woman. Pay attention, because I hope that you're listening.
Husband defending the honor of his wife's hair. So he hops on stage and rather dramatically slaps Chris across the face. Then he returns to his seat and he screams, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth," much to the horror of attendees who were all at once realizing that no, this isn't a joke. He's not kidding around. The internet was understandably outraged by the act of violence, and making things more awkward, Will Smith subsequently won his first Oscar for his performance in the film King Richard. Now, in the aftermath, there have been calls to have the Oscar award rescinded, regarding which the Academy has not yet made an official decision. There have also, of course, been countless internet jokes and memes made at his and Chris Rock's expense. But through all of these jokes and the rampant commentary that's being offered, there is a conversation that is being neglected, a truer assessment of what we observed on that Oscars stage. For the first time, we saw the real Will Smith, not a Fresh Prince, not a survivor of a zombie apocalypse in I Am Legend, not a crime-fighting cop in the movie Bad Boys or the Hancock superhero, but the real Will Smith, an incredibly broken man and the residual product of a directionless society that is filled with them. The kind of society that produces men that look to their more domineering wives with their tails planted firmly between their legs for instruction on what and who they ought to be in every room.
Yep.
The truth is that off the big screen, Will Smith has been spiritually annihilated by his wife.
Our marriage was the most difficult, grueling, and excruciating thing that we've ever taken
Look at his face
in our lives.
She told me that the party was the most ridiculous display of my ego.
Bill Gates was not.
Why do you guys do this?
The only time in my life that I ever considered suicide.
The most ridiculous display of my ego.
That was the only time in my life that I ever considered suicide.
See that? You heard what he just said? Suicide. And I don't want you to happen like I said in the video with my girl. I don't want you to be a Robert Williams. I don't want you to be a Anthony Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain. I don't want you to be a Robert Williams. Don't
forget, it was Jada Pinkett Smith who openly shared with the world how she cheated on her husband, remember? And with who? Her son's friend. Yeah, Jada carried out an extramarital affair with a young man who was at first friends with her son.
I just wanted to feel good. Mm-hmm. It had been so long since I felt good.
So in other words, Will Smith, the man that a lot of women will die, kill, whatever to get to have, salt herself. I mean, it was salt or pepper. Was pepper? I think it's pepper. I don't know which one, but I think it's pepper. Yeah, it's pepper. Pepper who said, "Dang, I wish I did not turn out Will Smith because she took another guy and it didn't work out." Blah blah. She said, "I wish I had took Will Smith." Will Smith could not make Jada pick, and she said it on. She said it here. She said it, and then again she said, because Will Smith said, "I couldn't make you happy," couldn't make his wife happy. And I could tell you from personal experience, I've been there. I've been in that spot. And that's why I said just a while ago that, the Lord help me do not get faltered into that right now. I am happy to find the person I found right now. The person let me go full screen and just to say that I understand where Will Smith is coming from, because again, I am happy to find, Asa, and she's a very, she's a light, a very open and light and very fun person to be around. And she could tell you herself, and when we get to that, like when we get to really do, we're going to be working on a show called Radio T3 Life. Since T3 is basically my company or whatever, T3 Life. Where we're going to talk about stuff. We're not going to go deep like the red table talk, but we will talk about issues and stuff like that. There's certain things that you should keep to yourself. There's certain things you should go to therapy to talk about. Me and her here went to premarital counseling, even though we're not engaged, but we went there just to make sure we're on the right path to do stuff. And we talk about some issues that we had in our relationship. It's been all great, but nothing's perfect. So, hey. But I was engaged a while back, and I don't share my business out like that. So a lot of people on Facebook didn't know that, because I never said, hey, I have engagement, blah blah blah. But long story short, I wasted 8 years of my life and I ended because it's like, I can't make you happy. No matter what I've done, I never asked you for money. I gave you money. I help you when you need help. I the extra. I went beyond and beyond. Give you husband thinking that you would be a part of. That we would get married and everything. I did all that, but I couldn't make the person happy. The day I made that decision, that person gave me a headache. I was like, a headache for something she said, which she said that she could have helped me with something. I gave her an opportunity. Before I gave her an opportunity to help me with something, to like give it back to like a help, and she rescinded her offer. And I'm just like, oh, you always help people. I was just trying to help you. I'm like, but you didn't help me. And that kind of stuff makes me like, but you had a chance to help me. You didn't help me. And then what?
Motherfucker. That don't even make no goddamn sense.
Exactly. So I was like, wait, I can't make this person happy. And then, of course, there was something else later, just a little bit later on, that kind of showed me that this person was never meant for me. I don't wish her no problems. She's happily married and have a kid. Good God bless her. Do her thing. But only me and God know the evils you have done. But I digress. But going back to Will Smith, that's what I said. I know that feeling, man. To be in that situation where you can't help something. The person that you think you're giving your all to, they don't see it, and they're thinking they're not happy. Even though I'm giving you everything that they can. That's one of the reasons what I'm learning from her. I was like, look, I want you to have your own hobbies. Yes, we could be life lived together and everything, but I want you to have your own hobbies, because I want, when I'm not around, if I'm at work, if I'm busy or do something, you can go and do your hobbies and whatever. Because when you're not around, I'm gonna be doing music. I'm gonna be playing video games. I'm gonna be watching maybe anime. I'm gonna do something to keep myself interested. Because again, we are both separate people still. And if we're married, we're still separate people.
You know what that's like to have not only just publicly displayed like this, right? Mm-hmm. But just to have someone that you said, I want to spend the rest of your life with, mm-hmm. tear you down like that.
Exactly.
Right, like just put yourself in his position and put yourself in a space where you never feel that you can amount up to what the person that you love wants.
I've been there, bro.
Just think about that for a second and ask yourself, if you endured that for 25 years and never got therapy for it, never got out of that situation. It's almost like you're your own best masochist. You cause yourself so much pain in an effect to try to please this person.
My sort of addictions jump. They jump around. When I was young, I definitely think I had a sex addiction of some kind.
She was a...
And also, this woman right here, this is a great example. I could play the clip, but I ain't gonna play the clip. I'm looking at the time, and I want to get everything in perspective. Tiffany Haddish is another bad example. It's a toxic woman. All right. Tiffany Haddish said after that Will Smith was protecting this woman, and Christian had never said that, and that Jada should get home and give Will. If I was Jada, I'll be giving Will some sexual favors. Says the woman who can't keep a man. And you and the way you acted at the Oscars as well too, when a woman acts, she made a mistake. Okay, and you so extra. Even some other one was like, "That's stupid ass. That's what Carmen had to put up with."
Oh no!
I don't want to be with. I see why Carmen left her. She's too extra. Tiffany Haddish is a toxic woman as well too. That's why I said not all women need protection.
Demon. Pay attention.
Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes. Says the guy who was, like I said, see, he was right beside her. Oh, that is so toxic.
The takeaway from this interview was that they together represented some newer, more progressive form of what it means to be in a marriage, which is to say, not being in a real marriage at all.
Yep.
Will Smith today is someone who should be pitied, not prosecuted in a courtroom or even persecuted in the public eye, but pitied by every person who has the clarity to see how our society, as sponsored by the perversion of these Hollywood types, is falling apart.
Yep. So true.
I'm sure the thing that Will and I talk about a lot is the journey. I mean, we start.
Listen carefully to this, man. I know some women will never get this, so I'm talking to the men. Listen carefully, men.
Started in this at a very young age, you know, 22 years old. I think you expect your partner to know, especially when it comes to sex.
Right.
It's like, well, if you love me, you should know.
Right.
You know what I mean? If
What?
you love me,
You should be able to read
you
my
should
mind.
read my mind.
Yeah.
Nani?
You know
No,
what I
that's a
mean?
huge
That's a
pitfall.
huge pitfall.
Yeah, it is.
Will Smith is
No, I should not. No, the hell I should not. That right there is crazy talk. If I do not, if we're gonna have sex, should be something enjoyable for both ends. That's true. And I have this is my stance from since I was young up to now, still whatever. And I said that. Say this, young men, go this route. All right, I don't have the magic. That's what it says, the magic stick. I don't have that. I try my best to say if I'm going with you and we're in a sexual relationship and we're going to, or like we're going into a marriage or all that stuff, tell me what makes it for you. And we're talking this as grown adults, logical adults, okay? Now let's not put as little kids. Tell me what makes turn you on, what makes it good for you. Tell me, show me if you can, if that's the case. So we can both when we have this intimate time of the highest level, which is sex, because there's other ways to be intimate without sex. But I'm just saying, in this, not in sex. You tell me what I need to do. Show me what we need to do. Help me along. What works for? Because I'm sorry, being adults here. What works for one woman doesn't work for another woman. Yes, I know that women crack the joke. Oh, all men gotta do is get a little friction and they're done and they fall asleep and they're like, yeah. No. I've had bad sex from women in the past because they were bad. Women ain't the creatures also to make everything great either. All that should be communication if we're gonna have this partnership. All that should be there. I don't read minds. I know after a while you could pick up hints, you could think what a woman could do and all that stuff. I get that, and I know my girl would say that too. But on a true tangent, I don't like that because it's around the bush, whatever. Don't just tell me. Please just tell me. It makes it way more easier. That's all.
what Jordan Peterson cautions against. He's nothing more than a casualty in the great war against masculinity.
It is. Yeah. That was cringeworthy.
G.I. Jane, by the way,
Facts.
for those of you who haven't seen the 1997 movie, tells the story of a woman being integrated into the all-male space of the United States military. It is the inspired tale of the loss of one woman's femininity to meet the grueling physical demands of the more masculine environment that she finds herself in. And so, though perhaps not the punchline that Chris Rock had intended, I have to agree that yes, Jada Pinkett would be the perfect individual to play that role in the remake. And not because of her hair, obviously, but because of her success in stripping her husband of any trace understanding of what it means to be a real man. And let me tell you, Will, it isn't slapping a man across the face because your wife tells you to. I'm sorry to say that real manhood is not won on a stage at the Oscars with a meaningless trophy. Rather, real manhood begins and ends in your own household. It starts with the first step of being able to accurately identify what a good man, what a good woman, and what a good, meaningful relationship even is. And with that, we wish you luck, Will, on your real-life pursuit of happiness.
Would Will Smith?
Amen to that. 100% amen to that, Candace Owens. Again, I don't agree with her. I agree with her more than most people do, but she don't get it right all the time. But when it comes to that kind of situation and how she's been going through her family and stuff and in the past and how she gets through, yeah, I agree with her on that one.
Smith is actually going through is really not all that rare.
No.
Slapping someone at the Oscars in front of a worldwide audience is rare.
Yes.
But the actual idea of being locked into a situation, one of which you are piece by piece emasculated, piece by piece devalued, piece by piece have your joy and your happiness stripped from you in the never-ending cycle of the need to be right. This is the result of the feminization of men. This is the result of Disney and these fairy tales of doing anything that you can in order to please a woman and not needing to be the leader, a strong leader of your household, an appreciated leader of your household. What makes me the most upset about situations like this is that I really truly believe that this is not Will's character before being destroyed like this. Although he's a fantastic actor, I really believe that who he is as a person is a good person. Yeah. But I don't care how good of a person that you are, once pushed completely to the edge, you're capable of anything. The quote repeated by Candace Owens from Jordan Peterson is absolutely profound. What we're seeing is the result on the attack of masculinity. But make no qualms about it, I still think Will should accept full accountability for what he did. But I think that it's key to highlight where it may have came from. But this is where we're at right now. There was a major attack on masculinity. And it seems as though the media is completely ill-prepared or just doesn't want to be able to deal with it. But guess what? We over here, we'll pick up the slack.
We will do that. And also, like I said, it's just what you just said, attack of masculinity. They're attacking masculinity. They're going all the way down to our kids, which we'll get to that in a situation. Let's continue with my boy MTR right here. With this one right here, because the Breakfast Club come with a whole stuff unusual. I say, oh, you gotta protect. I've heard many times when we say, black men don't protect black women. Okay. As I stated with my girl, you know what? Let me see if I could let me see if I could bring that video up with my girl that I stated with.
You know, it's quite.
That's a lot of them people there.
At all and being in the public and going through that. So
and stuff like that, I would not mock nobody for that. Even though I like natural hair, I just like the crown that like. I'll see if I can remember. My feet, like you want a massage. That's where you go. The reason I say I didn't like it, what happened was a while back, and you guys know the show I was talking about. I did that.
That's a funny joke. What is going to trigger you, and what are you going to operate in? If the smack was genuine, he never said anything about Chris Rock. And
No, I separate the actor from the actor from. Let's not forget, Harvey Weinstein did a lot of horrible stuff, and then y'all say nothing. Okay, I can't find it. What's in here? When I told her, I said, look, anybody touch my girl or her family or her family, and he does that with a touch, spit, whatever, yes, I will defend her. I would gladly do that. But if you think, because you said words and stuff, I told her, I'm not going to get myself hurt. I don't know if that person has a gun. I don't know if that person is mentally crazy, have a knife, whatever. I've seen that, and we're going to talk about that again. I don't know that. So I'm not doing that. Now, defense is defense, but I'm not going to be the aggressor. Verbal stuff, nah, I'm not going to put myself in that regard. And as you're going to hear from Sister Cheryl Ozzy, whatever, it's a lot of these black women like, oh, the black men don't protect women. Sometimes some of you women put yourself to not be protected. It's not worth the hassle. It's not worth the squeeze. It's not worth the headache. And I'm serious about that. It's not worth the headache. So let's take a look at that.
But that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Protecting black women.
Because, you know, it's all of these conversations that have started since the Will Smith situation on Sunday, the Will Smith Chris Rock situation. And it just got me to thinking, like, what does protecting black women look like to people?
Do you hit men?
Beat their ass.
Do they hit you back?
Never got hit back ever in life.
But
Using. What? What the fuck?
They don't got, but you beat their ass, she says. All right. And I have this is gonna be a straight no. What you see right there, gonna be a straight no chasers coming up next Tuesday. We talk about all this stuff, this situation. But that's how crazy. I'm gonna protect that.
No, son of a bitch!
No, I'm not.
But knowing that they can knock you unconscious, isn't that the reason not to hit men?
Not if it's my baby daddy. A woman has to be in a position.
Let me give grace to the elder. Now this, I would give this queen right here. Go ahead, Sister Sherzali, break it down. Men, young men, listen.
That she can be protected.
Uh-oh.
A woman has to deserve protection by the way she live her life or present herself.
Talk to him.
A woman has to require protection because she is in her place, in her lane.
Mm-hmm.
And then men might feel that they can step in and protect her. A lot of our women don't want to be protected. You can't protect them whether anybody bothering them along. Sometimes we try to protect our women from a bad idea. She don't want no protection.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no situation where a man that don't know a woman can walk down the street and see somebody doing something to her and automatically just jump in.
That is so true. Because I was like, yo, seriously, what? It'd be like, there's a bear out there. Oh, don't worry, no bear. There's no bear out there. I've seen the bear. No, don't. Here's a video of the bear. Don't worry about it. I can take care of myself. Okay. And she walks out there and she's running. Oh, Tig, wait, you didn't tell me there was a bear. Chick, I told you there was a bear. All right, help me. Why are you running? Why are you running with me? Because I'm not running with you. I'm running before you. See, all I gotta do is outrun you. You went and messed with the bear when I told you there was a bear. So sorry. Bye-bye. Hard of hearing.
So that has to be an individual choice, and it has to be a situation where the woman is in order, not out there cussing, jumping up in men's face, screaming and hollering, acting a fool, trying to act like she a man. And then when some other man deal with her like she a man, then she want you to jump in and save her.
Ain't that the truth? And again, remember that video played with a white girl threw that hot coffee in that man's face? What happened? Oh wait, her boyfriend got a bloody nose, a broken nose, because she couldn't keep her temper right, even though the dude did do nothing to the woman.
Don't work like that.
It doesn't.
It don't work like that.
It absolutely doesn't.
And you have to be careful, because black women will book a fight for you and walk away.
Yep. Because right here, you're gonna see why did Jada find this funny. She didn't laugh about the joke, but when when Will Smith was saying keep your name out of what you're gonna hear, she was laughing.
Wow, dude. It was a G.I. Jane joke. Keep my wife's name out the mouth. I'm going to, okay? There's a lot of people. That was it.
How many of our black men are in jail right now because of situations like that?
And I know a lot of brothers who are taking time for sisters.
Yep.
So, you know, we need to watch that. They get them in trouble. They call themselves being a man, taking it, you know, the weight for the problem. And then she gone.
Yep.
He in jail.
Because I think for the first time in a public forum, people saw that situation, Will standing up defending his wife in that manner, putting so much on the line, right? Right. And to them, that's what protecting black women looks like. So what does it look like?
That's a horrible way to look like. Again, I am not for that. Never will. That was a dumb way to look back.
So, like in that example for this.
And remember, she the voices be sped up for a reason, but there's some things that Kendra say that I agree. Some, not a lot. But again, Tiffany Haddish, single. Kendra, single. Sometimes married women, you need to be around married women. Okay? I'm just saying, other than your mom or something, sometimes you need to be married. Your single friends can get you in some serious trouble.
This conversation is a black man defending a black woman. They're left by themselves to raise their families.
We were always in sync on a couple of really powerful ideas. We were always building a family.
Yep, always.
We were always building. That was our number one priority.
Again, we know that's a lie because she said on the Red Table Talk that Will Smith forced her into a marriage and she didn't really, and she was never happy. But again, the receipts.
Priority, we
family.
were family.
That until this day.
Yep.
No matter what, family.
Because the black man they made a family with decided to go be with another family.
I love those people, literally, like my family. I don't have a bad thing to say about them. They are beautiful people.
You know, as time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement.
I think you
cheating, but whatever.
Need to say clearly what happened.
And I got into an entanglement with August. That's what I said.
He gave me his blessing, and I totally gave myself to that relationship for you.
23-year-old man with a almost 50-year-old woman. He was mentally messed up as well too.
Years of my life.
And then, you know, want to protect black women, stop sleeping with so many and giving all of them herpes.
Definitely.
Okay, I gotta stop there. Kendra,
NANI?
There are more women than black. You could go check this out on Black Demographics. You could check this out on the every 10 years. The statistics they do every 10 years. I'm sorry, I forgot what it is. But yeah, you could go check this out. There are more women with kids, right? Black women with kids than black men with kids. Only a small percentage of black men with kids have multiple kids. And I mean a very small percentage. So who's having sex with who more?
I really think I had a sex addiction of some kind. Yes, that everything could be fixed by sex.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's not Will Smith saying that. That's Jada saying that.
Be with your woman, raise that family, be there, be held accountable to protect that family. And that is the basic way of protecting a black woman. Be the man of the household so she doesn't have to be the man of the household.
She shouldn't be the man of the household, you're correct. But again, manipulation is manipulation.
Because there's so many black women who want to build families that can't find black men on their level, right? Whether it's...
Only gotta be on your level, huh? Okay. And that's
financially or whatever the case may be. And I
hear the word financially. Okay. All right. Well, look what Nicki Minaj did. Even though I don't agree with her situation and everything, she found Erykah Badu. She found a man that's younger. Jada found a man that's younger to make her feel happy. And they don't have the financial setup either. So they found something. So let's not pretend this game.
I feel like if more black men do the work on themselves, we can have less broken homes. And we could definitely kill the protect black women, because you would be right there by her side.
Did you ever feel like Jada was ungrateful?
Hell yeah.
Let's rewind that.
By her side.
Did you ever feel like Jada was ungrateful?
Hell yeah.
Look at everything that I've done for you.
Yes.
That was another thing. Ungrateful.
That's her mother saying that. That's oh. The receipts.
Black women are always arguing with men. If you're in the presence of a woman arguing with a man, you should step in at that moment and diffuse the situation and figure out what it is.
Oh, the hell I ain't. No. Oh, no. I am not going to step in there and get my butt killed. Hell no. And that has happened a lot of times. Again, I'm going to show one story, but there's been stories. There was a story where the guy was on a train in New York, and this man got in front of the argument, and the guy like, mind your business. He punched the dude onto the thing, and he got knocked down to the L rail and got it was Chicago. I'm sorry, it was Chicago, and he got shocked to death. Hells to the no. No. That ain't my thing to get in there. Now again, physically beating whatever, I'll try to stay separate, do whatever. But just words, yo, no.
Should not have to defend herself against another man.
Well, don't stop stepping up to men unless it's something crazy. Some of y'all stepped up because y'all think that a man would never hit you. And again, I do not condone any type of violence. One and two, I don't think a man should not hit her. But I also go by the thinking of keep men and women, keep your hands to yourself. Both keep your hands to yourself. All right, ladies, do not. The wrong guy you could be messing with, and he will hit you. So how about you don't do it to nobody and just mind your business, just walk away. Same thing for men, same thing for women, same for kids, same thing for black, same thing for white, same thing for Hispanic. Everybody, just do that.
There's a black man around.
She cursed at me in front of 20 people at this party. She's like, Will, would you shut the up? Ooh. Shut the up. Ooh. Shut the up.
Ooh.
I think it starts from...
Ooh, see that? Jada literally likes to demasculate Will.
How you raise your kids. Yeah, I think, you ain't Kendra Gia, right? I think that when we think of protecting black women, we always think of physically protecting them, getting violent for them, but I think protecting black women is doing the work on yourself as a man to be a better human. Like healing yourself as a man so you can be a better brother, husband, father, uncle, friend. Like protecting black women is not cheating on your queen.
Illegal. So I put the Spanish fly in the E&J. We drinking the E&J and shit. So in my mind, I don't know if this shit really worked, but I felt like I got too. Right? So she was drunk and shit.
Females
drink.
And
we had this shit.
Charlemagne.
And like a lot of my boys was trying to come in the room and I'm like, nah, chill out. I can't. I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna let you run the train on it. That's okay. So
and there was a period where
you just gotta like how these guys say that stuff, and then they crack jokes like this kind of but whatever.
Mommy woke up and cried 45 days straight. I started keeping a diary.
Damn. You missed some days.
It was every morning. I think that's the worst I've ever felt in our marriage.
Wow.
The Breakfast Club is an establishment of misinformation and hypocrisy in order to fit some status quo created by mainstream media, which continues to perpetuate this idea that black men are super predators. Tell me, how does when a black man is assaulted turn into a conversation about protecting black women? Chris Rock was assaulted because Jada the Wicked Witch of the West, couldn't take a joke about her bald head. Yet Jada is notorious for embarrassing or not protecting Will Smith publicly. But we're still having these conversations about protecting black women. How about the conduct of black women? Black women are notorious for not only hitting black men, but also being verbally abusive to them as well, with zero consequences. Do you hit men?
Beat their ass.
I'm not gonna lie. When I get mad, I say crazy shit and I say hurtful shit. So, cause I know that's gonna hurt you and it's gonna hurt y'all feelings.
See, it's always a joke when it comes to black men, but where was the outrage present on your show when Jada admitted to having a sexual relationship with her son's friend while he was going through mental illness? Furthermore, for shows such as this perpetuation.
And also that he was mentally ill and you have a relationship with him, and then you would have, if it was the roles was reversed, they would have said that man is a predator. When it worked the same way that you took a shot at someone who was mentally ill.
And that black men are not on the same level as black women. When you can just go on sites such as blackdemographics.com to check the numbers. And there you can see that black men out-earn black women on average, while black women carry a brunt of the student debt, while most black men are single, childless, and amongst the middle class. Black women also file more divorces than any women in America, thus splitting up the families. And we all know that the family unit is key to our future. The true protection here needs to be in the image of the black man. Black men over the last several decades have not been in control of their own image. And instead, we've had unethical media outlets and bitter, borderline, delusional women like the one in the clip that I just played for you, saying that Will Smith was protecting Jada. And that's what men need to do. Protecting her from what? Embarrassment? The same kind of embarrassment that she dishes out on her show in reference to her husband. That kind of embarrassment. The hypocrisy is real. The double standards are true, but they must be discussed and they must be highlighted.
Yep. Again, check out my boy MTR. He on YouTube. He does a lot of stuff to talk about relationship and help black men, like I'm trying to do as well too in my shows to go to all this podcast. But shout out to MTR, right? Mediocre tutorial reviews on YouTube. And he also teaches financial and all this stuff like I do too. So he's just more bigger in that space on YouTube. I'm not, my YouTube game is not that great on YouTube. But again, for my temporary FM people, all the other stuff, like I say, thank y'all for that. So in that regard, we have that. I don't want to do one more thing before we take a commercial break. Like I said, this is gonna be a good show, so I want to take a little commercial break. So let's talk about black men and all this stuff, right? Or men in general, right? Let's go with this. I want you to hear this situation. All right. Shout outs to Pink Boot Lessons, another person on YouTube who got some great stuff. Listen to this situation where women be like, oh, okay. Flossing. Doing all this stuff, and men do it too. This is the man too that I did a video, a straight no chasers, of a man who makes $200,000 something a year, and he learned his lesson now. But he knows how to make the income, but he was horrible on spending, and he lived paycheck to paycheck. I did a video about a man do this, but let's listen to a woman who likes to play them games as well too.
You made, of course, I've seen the whips, I've seen the cribs, I've seen.
And Black China is no one what she is. These are the criminal whips. Fake hair, fake nails, fake eyelashes, fake butts, fake titties, fake everything. Fake everything. Like, I don't want a Barbie doll. I don't want a fake Barbie doll. I don't want a plastic woman at all. I want real, okay? That's why you saw me. I said I like the crown on my girl's head. I love her natural hair. She don't need to put all the fake stuff in there, and then also I might get alopecia and all that stuff. No, love it like that. But anyway, let's going. You gonna see what I'm talking about?
I'm sure you've dropped a bag.
My biggest flex, I mean, just honestly taking care of my kids by myself.
As a single.
NANI?
Well, we're gonna find out what really happened, but that I'll tell you right now, that's utter bull crap.
Parent, but no child support. So that's my biggest flex.
Whoo, talk about it, because they don't know. A lot of people making
Yeah, let's
assumptions.
get into it.
Well, you know,
that's the biggest flex. When I be like, I don't get no child support. That's my biggest flex. What's up?
I mean,
You shouldn't, but again, we'll go in deep in the story.
some people out here requesting lots of money. That
yeah, I'm like, damn. Woo-hoo.
Wow, and I think that's something that a lot of people did not even realize. Like Black China is doing it on her own.
All right, so Black China praised for doing it on her own just a year and a half ago, September 2020. Well, what's the response when you find out that she had help? And now it appears that she's not doing anything. Do you call her a deadbeat mom? Do they keep the same energy they have for fathers?
Oh no.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. And if you're new, include new subscriber in your comment below, and I'm going to try my best to respond to all of you. Out the blue, unprovoked by anybody, Black China decided she was going to get on Twitter. I'm assuming she was looking for a pity party or something. Yes. But she said, yesterday I had to give up 3 of my cars. My reasons, morals, beliefs, being a single mother, no support, I'm a mama. Then she followed up with single, no support, child support. And I'm like, here we go again. Another one of these 304s. They need attention. They have to recharge. Yeah. So they have to go to the world for energy. And they find that by exposing themselves and oversharing their personal business on Twitter and Instagram. No one knew about Black China's cars. She's the one who made that information public. She had all these luxury vehicles. And it's like, why do you need all those cars anyway? Do you know how much gas is in Calabasas? It's somewhere between $6.50 and $7 right now. So many people these days, they have a really big issue with budgeting. They don't understand living within their means. They love buying stuff and paying for stuff they really don't need to impress other people. That's why Black China had all these leases, so she can put...
Of course, she didn't buy these cars, she leased these cars. That's surprising.
Videos of her and her cars on Instagram. And the primary purpose for that is to stunt on other 304s and show them that she's doing better than them.
And again, the men who do this, there's a lot of men who do this crap as well too. Stop it. Bring the receipts, the right receipts, and be that. No lease, none of this nonsense stuff. Ugh.
Now, how crazy is it to go online doing all this stunting to have to go back online and tell everybody that you had to break 3 leases? Just silly. And that's another thing for the younger girls out there. Please don't get caught up in these fake images. These women are always making it seem like they're doing so well. But if you really open up the books, you'll see that a lot of them are in the red. Their expenses are more than their income. Their debt is more than their assets. They are in the red. And that's why they're always so stressed out, running the little rat race trying to figure out how they're going to keep up with the image that they're showing you. So please don't fall for it. It's all cap. But yeah, when she posted that tweet, she was looking for sympathy. And usually people, they'll see something like that and they'll immediately start going in on the fathers, calling them deadbeats. Yep. Look at this headline right out of the gate. Black China, I had to give up 3 cars due to no support from exes.
Well, why would you get 5 cars? Why you need 5 cars in the first place? She has 5 cars total. She got 3. Why do you need that? You just need, I don't know, 1 would do good.
So Tyga and Rob Kardashian, they wasted no time defending themselves. Tyga was the first to respond. He said, I pay $40,000 a year for my son's school and he lives with me Monday through Saturday. Why would I pay child support? LOL. $40,000 a year for school. And then the biggest takeaway, he has the kid from Monday through Saturday, which means China, she's only seeing the son on Sundays, 1 day per week. Rob Kardashian, he followed up with, I pay $37,000 a year for my daughter's school. I handle every single medical expense. I pay for all her extracurricular activities. I have my daughter from Tuesday to Saturday. Why would I pay child support? LOL. Exactly. So Rob has a daughter 5 days a week, Tuesday to Saturday, which means that China, she's only with the daughter on Sundays and Mondays.
Wait a damn minute.
Wait, this can't be right. Why would you need child support if you only have both kids on Sundays and only one of them on Mondays? The fathers have them the other days. What are you talking about?
And now you see what we're talking about, the whole mother-father, how sometimes the fathers are not deadbeats. That's what I was trying to state at the beginning. Not all fathers are deadbeats. There are some out there, don't get me wrong. But there are ones who want to be in their children's life, but these women are just, some of these women are just as toxic as that. And I'll give this to this. I don't know Tiger and Rob and all that stuff. Like I said, y'all made the decision to sleep with this woman. I look at like Shannon, I look at like, oh no. That doesn't make me feel like I want to go in and have fun with that. No, it does not. And I know she would never touch my ugly self with a 10-foot pole, but trust me, you are not. I know about your mother, Tanya T.O.K. and all that stuff, because she's a stripper and all that stuff. Yeah, all that tattoo. Just because when you get old, that body gonna look bad. Because you got to keep on taking in the stuff. When you get that butt, the BBLs and all that stuff, you got to keep it working out. You got to keep it going too as well. Because I don't know, it's just natural bodies, people, please.
And see, if these guys didn't come out and defend themselves, everybody would have been talking crap about Rob and about Tyga, about how they're broke and how they don't spend money on their kids, and how it's so hard for China because she's doing it all alone. That's the narrative they would have been running with. As soon as she said it, you see what page 6 wrote. Look at this headline. The narrative would have been Black China, she was struggling because she's not getting any support and no help from Rob and Tyga. No, if you want to stunt like this, go out there and make the money. Don't try to use child support to do it. When in reality, she's not getting child support because the kids are not with her. They're with the fathers. On top of that, they're still paying for all the heavy expenses. And the real reason why she's struggling is because she's living above her means. This is her just a year and a half ago on TikTok, bragging about her 5 cars. She had a Ferrari, Bentley, Lambo, Mercedes, and Rolls Royce. And she was able to do all this by selling herself. At one point, she had like the most fans on OnlyFans. So what happened with all the money? Basically, by their own definition, China is a deadbeat. Why won't they say that part? Yes, Black China, you a deadbeat mama. You don't never have your kids. You too busy out running the streets 304. And then you're complaining about having to give up 3 out of 5 of your cars that you couldn't afford when we have high inflation, increased mortgage rates, rent hikes, high gas prices, so much uncertainty going on in the world, and you're complaining about 3 cars when you have 5, and you're only driving around really one person because you only have your kid once a week and the other twice a week.
Exactly.
Let's go ahead and get the
Shout out to Pinkwood Lessons again, female perspective. Go ahead and check it out on YouTube as well too. She's also pretty well in that regard. But that is crazy right now. Okay, that's the stuff I'm talking about. Literally, that's just an example of the woman doing stuff in our regard. Oh, and let me before we go into the commercial. Let me just put this on the screen as well too, so you can see it. So you see what I'm talking about. Here you go. This right here. Florida teen allegedly lured friend into his death. All these dudes went to jail because of what this one woman says. Smithfield, Florida, when Self-Tail Jackson received a text Sunday afternoon from his 15-year-old girlfriend saying she wanted to rekindle their romance and that they should meet at the Central Florida house. A female friend of Jackson's said something wasn't right. I wouldn't fall for that, dude. Sometimes again, you guys let your penis get you in trouble. But I'm not gonna say nothing in that regard. I understand that situation, but man, the 16-year-old Brittany Jones told Jackson she recalled to the Associated Press. The 50-year-old ignored her friend's advice and went Sunday to a house in Smithfield, about 6 miles northwest Orlando. The authorities said he was fatally beaten and shot as a result of a plot to lure him there and kill him. Then Jackson's body was stuffed in a sleeping bag and burned, and the remains were put in paint buckets and dumped at a remote lime rock pit, authorities allege. Good grief. Merritt County Sheriff detectives said that the way the defendants carried out this crime are like anything he has ever seen. Yeah, these are children doing this crap. Investigators said in the arrest affidavit that the 5 suspects had acknowledged various roles in Jackson's death. Authorities said the 15-year-old girl and a woman 18-year-old Claudia Kaylin acknowledged trying to pursue Jackson to come to the woman's house, despite also said the girl's brother, 16, and 20-year-old Justin Soto acknowledged participating in the attack on Jackson, alleged that the 18-year-old Michael Bargara shot Jackson repeatedly with a .22 caliber. Oh my goodness. Yo, the evils in this world. The evils, like I said. Authorities also have charged the stepfather in the minor suspect, 37-year-old James Young Heavens, accessory after the fact the first degree murder. He was being held on $10,000 bond. The APU is not identified the two younger suspects because they're minors. So why am I not surprised by that? Bargo and some friends been plotting Jackson's death after the two fought several weeks ago, authorities said, and things moved quickly. They plan to call Bargo's girlfriend to text Jackson, telling him that she wanted to get back together and that he should meet her at the house. Authorities said Ellie and Soto were living at the house, and Bargo sometimes stayed there, according to the courts. See, Bargo and some friends. Authorities told them that she had the 15-year-old girl try to call him back. Okay, got that. That's what it. Michael Bargo was furious and demanded that the two get juvenile Jackson to the house so they can plan to carry it out, according to the affidavit. That's when the 15-year-old girl texts the message to Jackson, authority says. Brittany told AP Jackson Sunday that it text Jackson's Facebook posted in early March posting affections towards the girl whom he dated, but they turned angry towards the end of the month. When Jackson arrived Sunday afternoon, authorities said Soto told them Bargo and the 16-year-old boy emerged out of the spare bedroom, bum rushed him, and began beating Jackson. He was put in, back, this is just crazy. The bum rushed him, authorities said, blah, blah, blah. Soto, Jackson tried to escape. They struck him with an axe handle and restrained him. Investigators say that awkward help. Soto acknowledged helping placing the victim in the bathtub, where they said Burger beat his knee. Oh my goodness. Realizing that Jackson was still alive, shot him again. Oh my goodness. After the group member hog-tied Jackson, they put his body in a sleeping bag and was placed in the backyard fire pit and burned for 7 hours, authorities. His ashes were put in 5,000. This is what that's evil right there. That's evil right there. Holy smoke. But whatever. Innocent mouth, but you gotta watch out for that. You really do gotta watch out for that. So just wanted to give you that. That right there in itself is crazy. Now, I want to play this for you because, again, I'll say this. We come to the sponsor of our show. We got one sponsor, which was, of course, mass approved by Corey Richards, PassionateButterfly.com. But also, you have Jeremy's Razors. Why? Because a while back, Gillette got this smart idea. We used to have the Gillette, the best a man could ever have. And I used to use Gillette razors. And I was like, oh, and then it came with male toxicity and all the crap they were saying, and some of the stuff was not even toxic, but they made it into that. I was like, oh, really, Gillette, you don't want my money. So okay, if that's the case, I'm not buying a Gillette. Now, I never buy Harry's either. I never bought Harry's, but I saw the commercial. I was thinking stuff like that. But you know what? Today's show is sponsored by Jamie's Razor. And I will let him tell you why is that.
Do you remember when there were 2 genders and only 1.5 of them had to shave their mustaches? Oh, hi. I'm Jeremy Boring, CEO and God King of the Daily Wire. Harry's Razors used to advertise on our shows. They're a great product, and we were happy to do it. That's before some peon who works for me went and said that boys are boys and girls are girls, and that was just too much for Harry's. They condemned our views held by millions of Americans and virtually every human who's walked the planet until about 15 minutes ago, as inexcusable. And they dropped their ads from our network because of what they called values misalignment. You're damn right our values are misaligned. And it's not just Harry's either. Gillette razors used to be the best a man could get. Then they decided that men are too toxic. Unless you're the kind of man who teaches his daughter to shave her beard. If that makes sense to you, keep buying Gillette. But if you've had enough of the woke bullshit, and you're tired of paying companies like Harry's and Gillette to hate you, then buy my new razor instead. Behold, Jeremy's razors. Yes, they're real. Yes, they're fabulous. But Jeremy, you say, you're a svelte silver fox with a salt and pepper beard that's the envy of lesser men. You're damn right I am. And I want to be clear that shaving with the Jeremy's razor won't actually make you look more like me.
Yes, you're giving me fierce. You're giving me power.
Could make you look more like this guy, though. And that's the most homoerotic moment you'll ever get from a Jeremy's razor commercial. What kind of man shaves with a Jeremy's razor? I don't know. How about cowboys, firefighters, those guys that shot Osama bin Laden? I mean, no, none of those guys have ever even heard of a Jeremy's razor, but imagine how much more manly they'd be if they had. Right now, you're probably wondering if this whole thing is a joke. Sure it is. But that doesn't mean it isn't real, or that it won't be the best shave of your life. Harry's Razors doesn't want your business. I do. They seem to hate you, and I can't say that I love you, but I don't mean you any specific harm. Our country's in trouble. Conservatives are being canceled by Hollywood, the media, universities, and now Harry's Razors. Stop giving your money to woke corporations who don't think you deserve their product. Give it to me instead.
Head over to IHateHarrys.com and pre-order your Founders Series razor and shaving cream set today.
All right, and we're back. So again, that's what happened. You don't want to treat a man like a man respectfully, then yes. Sorry, Harry's. I would not be promoting as well as will you, because you want to play those games with that. Just because a guy said a man's a man and a woman's a woman. Or boys are boys, girls are girls. It's crazy. Stop this nonsense, okay? XX, XY. It's biological. It's not whatever. I don't care for anybody. If anybody wants to be a transformer and do that, you have the right to do that. But I do not have to acquiesce to your delusional world. I will call you the right name. I'll call you the right thing if you went through the whole procedure and do that. Because again, Blair White is a transgender. She is. And I say she. He's a dude who transferred to a woman. And if I saw her on the street, I would say, yes, that's a woman. And I will call her by her name. you're gonna do it, go all the way, and whatever. But my always thing is to help transgender who do that. If you're gonna date somebody, tell that up front. Tell the significant up front, and that you want to fool the other people, but tell that up front. Okay. All right. Let's continue with the rest of the show, shall we? So, I want to I'm not gonna do that. I don't miss that already, so let's not do that. So, let's go with this. Before we get into the other stuff, they are attacking what do you call it? I said before that they're attacking these you gotta watch out. Parents, be careful. I am serious. Be careful and be in your kid's life. Be in your kid's life. Okay? That's what's needed. Because if you're not, they're going to do some crazy stuff. A lot of these corporations now are selling their souls to the devil. I'm sorry. And that's why Jeremy Razors is no problem for me to do that. So, but I want you to listen again, once again, and we're going to go down this last piece right here. Well, this is the last piece, but I want you to hear this situation. This situation. Sometimes he makes jokes, sometimes he does stuff, but you know what? When he's serious, he's serious. So this is the agenda, what's going on. There was a leak. There's a leak video from Disney's Corp. So playing that. I just want to play this so you guys can hear how they're trying to do to your kids.
It's gone beyond woke. I can't fully explain what it is that they're doing or I'll get canceled because mentioning certain facts out loud these days is a very dangerous thing to do, but I'll show you what it is that they're doing and you can see it for yourself and you'll get the picture. Leaked footage of an executive meeting that they just had about the Florida Parental Rights Bill or the Anti-Grooming Bill, or which the Marxists call the Don't Say Gay Bill, was just posted online by Christopher Rufo. He's the guy who's been putting a spotlight on critical race theory, which again is just a fancy term for anti-whiteism, and recently I had a nice chat with him about using the correct terminology, so hopefully he'll start doing that. But he obtained this footage of these Disney executives in their meeting where, and this is their terminology, they say that they're going full steam ahead with the, quote, gay agenda. Here's Disney's diversity and inclusion manager Vivian Ware explaining that the theme parks no longer refer to people as ladies and gentlemen or even boys or girls because of the gender non-binary children that may be in attendance.
Last summer we removed all of the gendered greetings in relationship to our live spiels. So we no longer say ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We've provided training for all of our cast members in relationship to that. So now they know it's hello everyone or hello friends. And we don't want to just assume because someone might be in our interpretation, maybe presenting as female, that they may not want to be called princess. So let's think differently about how do we really engage with our guests in a meaningful and inclusive way that makes it magical and memorable for everyone.
You know, sometimes when I always say we try to be inclusive, they're the opposite of inclusive. They're disrespectful.
That's nothing. Here's Disney production coordinator Alan March explaining that the company is dedicated to producing new cartoons for the kids, which include gender non-conforming and bisexual characters.
There's a reason why I don't watch Disney shows.
I've had the privilege of working with the Moon Girl team for the last 2 years, and they've been really open to exploring queer stories. And so I put together like a tracker of our background characters to make sure that we have like the full breadth of expression. And we got into a very similar conversation, Carrie, of like, oh, all of our like gender non-conforming characters are in the background. And so it's not just a numbers game of how many LGBTQ plus characters you have. And so kind of the only way to have these like canonical trans characters, canonical asexual characters, canonical bisexual characters is to give them stories where they can like be their whole selves.
That's still.
And you want to know why? So, Lion King, one of the great Disney movies, Little Mermaid, Aladdin, all that stuff. Oh, that's good movies. Get those Sons of Guns on DVDs, okay? Give Disney the one-time purchase and get them on DVDs, and that's it. And you gotta worry about that ever again, because I sure ain't that.
The tip of the iceberg. Here's Disney's president of general.
I got a lot of the Marvel stuff on DVD one time, so I don't gotta give them that either. Sorry about that, Mark. Let me go back a little bit.
Here's Disney's president of general entertainment content, one of the highest level executives in the entire company, Carrie Burke. She wants at least 50% of all characters to be LGBTQIA+ or racial minorities.
Which still kills me. Racial minorities, okay. Which again, Aladdin had the racial minorities and stuff like that, and of course we had the Disney Prince to be with the frog and the princess. I got a thing to thinking like, wait a minute. The numbers don't add up. Why do we need 50%? Where you're not the 50%, but whatever.
Which in California, New Mexico, Texas, and Hawaii would be white people, but of course she's talking about people of color.
I'm here as a mother of two queer children, actually, one transgender child and one pansexual child.
One pansexual child. What the hell is that? Pansexual. Not limited to sex choice with regarding the biological sex, gender, or gender identity. What? Yeah, because nobody been using the thing until it got up to 2019. Shocking, not surprising that that's what it was. Pansexuality is sexually romantically or emotionally attracted towards people regardless of the sex, gender identity.
NANI?
They refer themselves as gender blind. What? So it ain't bad enough that you could be okay. I don't like. Really? Oh yeah, and they got to those terms by themselves, have they? No, you forced them that way, lady.
And also as a leader. So we had an open forum last week at 20th where, again, the home of really incredible, groundbreaking LGBTQIA stories over the years, where one of our execs stood up and said, you know, we only have a handful of queer leads in our content. And I went, what?
Yeah, because you're not the majority of the planet. The representation should be what it is, whatever. I'm not saying you should not have I'm not saying you should not have stuff for queer leads and all that stuff. I'm not against that in that regard if you want to do that, but to go 50% is a little crazy.
That can't be true. And I realized, oh, it actually is true. We have many, many, many LGBTQIA characters in our stories, and yet we don't have enough leads.
Don't have enough leads. That's what you look at it as.
None of this is happening organically. In a previous video and in my book, Hollywood Propaganda, I detailed the existence of what are called social impact agencies or lobbying groups in Hollywood, which Organizations literally pay to lobby writers and producers of TV shows and movies in order to convince them to insert certain messages or plot points or characters into their projects. Just like wealthy organizations hire lobbyists in Washington, D.C., hoping to get them to reach members of Congress to convince them to either introduce legislation or vote certain ways, those same people are pulling strings in Hollywood in order to shape our culture. Because, like Andrew Breitbart said, politics is downstream from culture. Meaning if you can first change the culture...
And that's one of the reasons, he didn't explain, but that's one of the reasons I said, yeah, in most cases, I don't care too much of the politics. In all honesty, what's going on with Joe Biden right now, and he's doing a horrible job, and so is Kamala Harris. But unlike other people like Bill Maher back in the day or whatever, I want them to do good because they're the captains of the freaking plane. Now, yes, the captain of the plane, which is America, is an incompetent old man who's just old and just doddering, and a lying piece of crap too.
Loser.
Then you got the second. Then you have the second. The co-pilot who's unintelligible. And the only reason she got the powers is because she went horizontal. The only part of the test she went horizontal to go vertical. But again, that's why I talk about politics. It's not because of that. It's because it affects the culture.
Politics is downstream from culture. Meaning if you can first change the culture, then you can easily change the laws. Which is why the city of New York now legally recognizes 31 different genders. 31. And now the culture has changed so much in America that teachers are making young students participate in gay pride parades as they march through the hallways. Like this one in Austin, Texas, which featured a bunch of drag queens to perform for the children. 10 years ago, this would have caused a national outrage. The teachers would have all been fired, their licenses revoked, and nobody would have allowed them around children ever again. But because of the endless bombardment of propaganda through the liberal media industrial complex, this is now seen as, quote, normal. Which is why Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed into law the anti-grooming bill, which forbids teachers from indoctrinating students with sexual or gender identity propaganda from preschool through 3rd grade, which doesn't go far enough, but at least it's a good start. I'm sure you've seen the backlash, and the real question is, why do so many LGBT teachers want to talk to elementary school kids about sex? All they wanted was the right to get married, they said, but now they're trying to convince elementary school kids to experiment with bisexuality and trying to stigmatize hetero...
Macklinsville elementary school teacher arrested for attempting to rape of a child.
Sexuality, just like they are stigmatizing whiteness. Being straight is now considered to be homophobic. Nickelodeon is introducing drag queens to kids. Same with Blue's Clues, which had a drag queen singing about a pride parade. At this point, it isn't even about transgenderism. When I was addressing the city council meeting, I mentioned that there are over 57 different supposed genders, and that wasn't hyperbole. I said that because years ago now, Facebook literally updated their gender identity options from male or female to 58 different genders. There are now even gender non-binary teachers who are making TikTok videos explaining how they came out as gender non-binary to their students.
Well, that's none of the students' business. We don't care. Teach them ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, and all the stuff. Not this nonsense.
A 4-year-old in my class.
A 4-year-old? Flying flip?
Today was naming all the girls in class. And then she said my name. And I just tell her, I'm not a girl. Don't include me. And then another 4-year-old whipped around. Like, mixed kid is a people. And another 4-year-old at a different table looks at her and goes, they're a they. Made my non-binary teacher heart very happy.
Are her parents brother and sister? Can you please leave now? Oh, now I get it. She's a moron.
Today.
That's why I think trolling city council and school board meetings is the best genre on YouTube.
Now you see where you gotta be in your kid's classroom. And yes, the bill that everybody's talking about, how it was gay, the bill never says gay. It never. You want to know? Let me show you what the bill is trying to stop. That's the best I can show you. Let's show you what the bill is trying to stop. How about this?
This governor's race in Virginia, where you had the losing candidate say he said parents should not be involved in what is taught in the school system. And so there is a debate in this country about what role parents have in the education of their kids. And I think in Florida, with our Parents' Bill of Rights, with the bill we're going to sign here today, other bills we're going to sign later, we believe parents not only have a role, they have a fundamental role to be involved in the education of their kids.
All right, so you get it. You get how Hollywood.
They have a fundamental role in that. I want to show you. That's what the bill is called, the Parents' Bill of Rights bill. But I want this right here. This is what it's. They have books in the and teaching these kids this stuff.
We didn't have porn in school. I'm trying to remember. I remember there was a week where in social studies we watched a show called The Voyage of the Mimi, about a bunch of people. They go whale hunting, I think, in Alaska. It's pretty good. One of the people gets hypothermia.
Some books in some of these libraries. I mean, we've seen some.
Let's see some of the books that they put in the libraries for little kids to read.
Some books in some of these libraries. I mean, you're talking about kids in middle school. Some of the stuff that has ended up there, incredibly disturbing stuff. You have some groups that want to take away classic books like To Kill a Mockingbird.
Which, if you read the book, it shows you what. And it's to talk about your friend. It teaches you what real racism is and how to combat it. Read the damn books. Kill a Mockingbird and Huck Finn. That's what it is. It's a good books. But they want to take those out.
But they want things like Gender Queer, a Memoir, which is a cartoon-style book with.
Are you seeing on the screen right now? Sorry for those. I'll explain for those who are on the audio part of Project Open Mic thing. For years, my standard method of masturbation. These are little kids. These are, like you just said, 4-year-olds, whatever. They suffered from suck in front of pants malicious bulge. Why would I evolve hip thrusting? Why? Oh my goodness. This right, and what memory I got off once while driving, rubbing my pants. Imagine getting a BJ. Oh my goodness. This is what it's doing.
Graphic images of children.
Oh.
Holy Jesus. What is that? What the fuck is that?
That should not be in my, hell no. Holy crap.
Performing sexual acts. That is wrong. That has no place in the schools. They want to eliminate Of Mice and Men, but Lawn Boy, a book containing explicit passages of pedophilia, is somehow accepted as being okay. Parents want education for their kids. They're not interested in indoctrination through the school system. And that's where...
Amen to you, sir. DeSantis. Good grief. That's the stuff they're teaching. Why? Wait, no. They're 18 years old and out. That's good. That's for the parents to teach them. If they're like the Disney executive did. If she want to teach them that crap, that's her kids. She could do that. But that's not what the parents should be doing. And also in the bill, it was also sort of so that if the students are doing stuff, pregnant, abortion, all that stuff, medical stuff, or whatever, that they were saying that parents should know about these decisions. Yes, I want to know if my kid is pregnant. I want to know if my kid's gonna have getting all this kind of stuff. I want to know as a parent. What the hell? That is ridiculous, man. That is ridiculous. But like I said, that's what I said. They have a war on boys.
Boy is a serious liability in today's classroom. Boys tend to be disorganized and restless. Some have even been known to be noisy and hard to manage. Sound like any boy you know?
Yeah, me.
But increasingly, Our schools have little patience for what only a couple of decades ago would have been described as boyishness. As psychologist Michael Thompson has aptly observed, girls' behavior is the gold standard in schools. Boys are treated like defective girls. Now, as a result,
they should not be defective girls because they're not girls. Boy and girls are different.
These defective girls are not faring well academically. Compared with girls, boys earn lower grades, they win fewer honors, they're far less likely to go to college. Boys are languishing academically while girls are prospering. In an ever more knowledge-based economy, this is not a recipe for a successful society.
Yeah, because then you get all the women, like you just heard what Kendra G said just in a video a while ago, but oh, they're not boys, they're not men on my level. Okay, then let's have an equal level for boys and girls. That's the best way to do it, Kendra. And then again, of course, having a good family structure, but the schools and the news and the media and all that stuff doing this nonsense.
We need to start thinking about how we can make our grade school classrooms more boy-friendly.
Exactly.
Well, here are 4 reforms that would make a very good start. 1, turn boys into readers in all age groups across.
And again, for those out there who are young and those who are young fathers and stuff like that, that's what I'm going to be doing if I become a father. I want to, let my boy be a reader, but I'm going to give him some exciting stuff to read. I like anime and all that stuff, some manga and all that stuff is what I'm going to give to him.
All ethnic lines, boys score lower than girls on national reading tests. Good reading skills, need I say, are critical to academic and workplace success.
Yeah, because I remember when I was young, I was reading like Hardy Boys, like that kind of stuff, which I'll introduce my boys, if I have a boy too. Even if I have a girl, I introduce them to reading too, so they stimulate their mind, but yeah.
A major study in the UK discovered, not surprisingly, that girls prefer fiction, magazines, and poetry, while boys prefer comics and nonfiction. Boys whose eyes glaze over if forced to read Little House on the Prairie may be riveted by the Guinness Book of Records.
Cool.
Exactly.
Boys will read if given materials that interest them.
Yep.
If you're looking for suggestions for books that have proved
Which is funny too, because again, in California, you just said most black kids can't even read, whatever said, 70% of black kids can't even read the grade level. That's sad. They can't read.
irresistible to boys, go to guysread.com. 2, inspire the male imagination. Celebrated writing instructor Ralph Fletcher contends that too many teachers take what is called the confessional poet as the classroom ideal. Personal narratives full of emotions and self-disclosure. These are stories girls commonly write, and these are prized, whereas action stories describing, say, a skateboard competition or a monster devouring a city, these are not. I recently read about a 3rd grader in Southern California named Justin who loved science fiction, pirates, and battles. Well, an alarmed teacher summoned his parents to school to discuss the picture the 8-year-old had drawn of a sword fight, which included several decapitated heads. The teacher expressed grave concern about Justin's values. The boy's father was astonished, not by his son's drawing, which to him was typical boy stuff, but by the teacher's overwrought and female-centered reaction. If boys are constantly subject to disapproval for their interests and enthusiasms, they're likely to become disengaged and lag further behind.
And this is what also gets to, like I said, this is the kind of society that they are pushing to get more men to be pull away and disengage. And that's what happened when you demasculate men, as you saw with Will Smith, but Jada did to Will Smith, and that's what's going on. All this come all in circle. Again, today is basically, the word of today, kids, is receipts.
Our schools need to work with, not against, the kinetic imaginations of boys. 3, zero out, zero tolerance. Boys are nearly 5 times as likely to be expelled from preschool as girls. And in grades K through 12, boys account for nearly 70% of suspensions. Now, this is often for minor acts of insubordination and sometimes for entirely innocent behavior. Hardly a week goes by without a news story about a young boy running afoul of a school's zero tolerance policy. Josh Welsh, age 7, was recently sent home from his Maryland school for nibbling off the corners of a strawberry Pop-Tart into the shape of a gun. Josh, like many other boys punished for violating zero-tolerance policies, was guilty of nothing more than being a typical 7-year-old boy. 4, bring back recess.
But yeah, but when the boy dressed like the girl went and anally raped a girl in Virginia, and it's not going to arrest him and expel him, send him to another school, and he did it again. That one we could keep that boy in there.
No, son of a bitch!
Believe it or not, recess may soon be a thing of the past.
Shouldn't be.
According to research summarized by the Science Daily, since the 1970s, school children have lost close to 50% of their unstructured outdoor playtime. And much-loved games have vanished from schoolyards. In schools throughout the country, games like dodgeball, Red Rover, even tag have all but disappeared. Too damaging to self-esteem or too violent being the usual excuse. One popular classroom guide suggests tug of war be replaced with tug of peace. Boys need to work off their energy. They need to be free to play games they enjoy, and keeping them cooped up and inside all day will not help them learn. As our schools become more feeling-centered, more competition-free, more sedentary, they move further away from the needs of boys. We need to reverse the boy-averse trends. Male underachievement is everyone's concern. These are our sons. These are the young men with whom our daughters will build a future.
Exactly.
If boys are in trouble, so are we all.
Yes.
I'm Christina Hoff Summers at the American Enterprise Institute for Prager University.
And I'm going to show you why that's a situation, because again, they've been touting this nonsense over and over again. So let's just finish this off with this right here. This craziness.
Men are not meant to be dominant. Men are meant to be submissive. They're meant to be worker ants. They're supposed to listen to women. You are a queen. They are worker ants.
You ain't no queen, sweetheart, but whatever. Them daggone long ass nails. The hell?
That's how the
What are you? What are you, Wolverine? What are you, Wolverine? What are you X? What the heck? What? How you take a shower? How you clean your butt? Seriously, ain't no way.
Supposed to listen to women. You are a queen. They are worker ants. That's how the
Okay. You want a woman doing that? Yeah, there's not many women doing these. Yeah, they're going over there to save this woman. Sorry for these men for doing that.
The men do not have the ability to think for themselves.
Men don't have the ability to think for themselves.
NANI? They don't have higher intellect. We women must take charge.
They don't have high intellect. Have you checked out the thing over there? We're at the bottom. I'm not gonna deny that. Men are at the bottom when it comes to intelligence, but we also on the top. You guys fall in the middle. And that's not a dig about it. That's just natural tests that everybody always take, and that's what happens.
They are useless without us. They can't do nothing.
And you are exactly the same way without a man, sweetheart.
Feminism all the way.
I don't think so. I do not think so. You could do what you want to do, but I don't think so. But this is what they've been programming into these young boys and men, and y'all feel the pain. Because again, y'all talk about the patriarchy and all this blah 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 blah. But who benefits mostly from the patriarchy? That was how men do it. Majority is women who benefited from the patriarchy, and I don't really care for the patriarchy itself. I don't care. But it doesn't. Let's finish, because again, here's what happens when you don't have it.
Do you think men are important? Like for what?
Like for what? Oh, I don't know. Cher says to the woman who has her own daughter turned into a man.
NANI?
But okay. They've been doing this since the 90s. And again, I got respect for the women who go to the fire, but I'm sorry, majority of men. That's a man pulling another man out. Children, things that we gotta do.
Give them this message that it's okay to be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary.
Exactly, Jordan.
What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death, and often literally, and the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful.
That is so true. That is so true, and that's the way I look at it as well too. This demasculating of men is causing way more problems. Yeah, a lot of you women say, "Oh, there's no men. Where are the good men gone?" Well, they've been taken up by some women. You're turning young boys into women or making them feminine, so they don't have the leadership skills. They don't have that. Again, some of them, like you saw what Jada said about she had a sex thing. You turn some of these boys into pariahs, being that sex is the thing that they should go have multiple women, all that stuff like that. I know it's a part to keep the species going again, but if you want a monogamous relationship, that's a problem. And then if these guys are not going to the colleges, whatever. Because again, it wasn't. I think it's 80% of women women have the college debt, not men. That's why I said the same thing about when they think about men are dogs, but whatever. When in the black community, not a lot of men. Really, the numbers. There's 70% of women who are born with single child. And only a little bit of men, and I ain't got the numbers off the top of my head, but it was a small number, like around the 20s or something. Other ones that have multiple kids in the black nation, in the 20%, around 20%, something like that. Like I said, the exact number I don't have, but there are only that amount of men who have multiple kids. While it's in the 70s for women to have multiple kids by different men. So who is looking at the numbers? How you can blame, say, 70% of the men for what 20% of the men do? I can't do that, but I could blame 70% of the women for what 30% of the women don't do. And that's what I tell guys, try to find that 30%, man. Seriously. But yes, this was a teachable moment. I just wanted to talk about that situation right there. In that regard, I want to thank you guys for giving me your thing. We're up to 54,350 people in the building. Thank you for giving me your time and ear on that. I just wanted to put out that situation there because it is sad what was happening there. And I just wanted to make a teachable moment. Young guys, like I said, you have, remember, Will choose Jada. That is what it is. And Rob and Tiger choose Black China. You do have a choice in these things. Choose the right woman, just like a man gotta choose, just like the woman gotta choose the right man. Watch out for the toxicity of these people. Not needed at all. At all. So again, remember, just take care of yourself. Take care of yourself first. Then take care of your family. Then take care of your neighbors. Then take care of your community. That's the best way I could explain that for you guys. I am not protecting anybody who don't deserve protecting. Seriously, I don't. I also will not let words bother me. Call me what you want to call me. Call me ugly. Call me the N-word. Call me whatever. I don't care. I'll use my words against you. But that's as far as it is. But I'm not gonna touch you unless I gotta defend myself. So you mess with my family, like I said before. I don't care what anybody said, but you mess with my food, my money, my family. Food, family, money, water, medicine. If I say I gotta be with my family, you mess with any of those things and you touch me, then we have a whole different story. But other than that, no. Like that father who was in Virginia, like I just told the story. Yeah, when they trying to make him into an evil man because he found out that his daughter got illegally raped by a guy wearing a dress. Yes, I will be furious as well too, rage with anger. Or like the story I talked about last week, when the guy, when a young kid, when he got 18 years old, also raped a girl in Denny's. And because he's trying, Mark Holmes, which is the DA, said, okay, I'm not gonna give nothing to him. I'm like, are you crazy? He just did a heinous act. I don't care what it is. That's why I don't like the whole thing with the whole lynching bill or hate crimes, all this stuff. We already have all the bills we need. You touch another person, if it's gay, transgender, anything, you touch any of those people, that is assault. That's assault and battery. That's basically, all those regular laws that would apply to anybody else. You should not put on extra just because the person is that or whatever. You should not touch a gay person. You should not touch a transphobic person. You should not touch any of the LGBTQ plus alphabet group soup people. None of that. Just because you don't like, you should not put your hands on nobody. And a woman should not put their hands on a man either. Everybody, keep your hands to yourself unless it's self-defense. Okay? That's it. Alright? Remember, like I said, evil comes in all shapes, size, color, creeds, height, sex, whatever. Evil is evil. Remember, if you need to share this video, like, subscribe on YouTube, like, subscribe on Twitch, like, subscribe on Spotify, Nico, all those. Just share the video, have talks about this. Help us out in the algorithm, okay? And with that said, of course, you know what I always say. People are stupid, individuals smart. Please be that smart individual. Protect men, but men, be careful your choices. Protect the right person you need to protect. Alright? Not everybody needs protecting. Alright? Be smart about it. A smart individual. Peace out, alright?